Warning.
You are now tuned in to 7 Mile Radio. 7 Mile Radio.
Notification, what's up?
Yahtzee. We be talking stick.
Talk Macho, what's up?
Oh, we already on? We live?
The mic's on, my
Oh,
dog.
okay. Oh, my bad. They didn't call me putting the sticks
He
on.
caught up in the previous conversation.
My bad. I'm still laughing at D-Mac. What up, y'all? Y'all live on the air, man. Mac and Macho, Excuse My Truth Podcast, 7 Mile Radio.
What up?
What up, though? So listen. Mac said don't stay. She said what happens off air stays off air. Okay.
It's alright. We can do it. I ain't got no shame in
So we're gonna have a little laugh, a little jokey joke. So it's no secret. My co-host is she's a female who likes females, and she most would, is it safe to say most would call you a stud?
That would be the predominant label.
Right. So that's what most would say. So Mark told me to put the mic like down in front of my mouth.
Doing the mic check.
Doing the mic check.
Hey,
The
pause,
mic.
Damn it, pause.
Yeah.
We talking about the mic check.
The mics are gold.
The mics are gold. You know what I mean? So I said it's probably been a long time since D-Mac had some gold and hard in her mouth.
Nigga. And what was my response?
D-Mac said that's probably why she had to go the other way, because she ain't never, ever in her 50 years of living.
The toothbrush. That little skinny little toothbrush. That motherfucker got me damn near throwing up. You think I'm about to put a fucking piece of whatever the hell? No, nigga, you better be ready to clean yourself off. Because I'm going to throw up all over your motherfucking ass.
No.
All right, y'all. So that's
But that was the pre-show laugh. Next. Yeah.
All right, let's get to it. Public disrespect versus private apologies.
We welcome your comments.
Yep.
Please call in.
313-723-0481. That is 313-723-0481. 7 Mile Radio, 7 Mile Update on Facebook, 7 Mile Radio on YouTube, and all other outlets. So listen, what's y'all thoughts on it, y'all? I made a post on my Facebook page the other day, and I said, and I quote, keep that same energy, right? Public disrespect requires a public apology. You cannot disrespect me publicly or on social media, or, you know what I mean, in the midst of, I called it doing hoe shit, right? And then once you feel the need to apologize because you know it was hoe shit, the apology goes private, where it's either between me and you or, separate. So my thought was, I need that same energy. The same energy that you had when you
Was blasting me.
When you assassinated my character, when you spoke, negatively on my brand, when you put that whole shit about me in the atmosphere. Right? Okay? Man. You did it publicly. So somebody asked me before I got here, well, if the apology was sincere, what does it matter if it was publicly or in private? I said, well, the disrespect was public. So when you put stain on it, that's like a defamation of character. Like when you defame somebody's character by spreading lies and false narratives, right? I have the right to sue you. They were talking about Bobby Shmurda about to sue some transsexual who said that he was in the bed with Bobby Shmurda and it wasn't. He was making a joke out of it, but that man's a millionaire. That man has brands, right? So for you to put it out there that he was in the bed with and the moment he started saying Lori up, my man got on social media, okay, the tranny, got on social media and did a public apology because of the public disrespect.
Right.
Public apologies goes with public disrespect. You cannot disrespect me in public and then apologize in private. That's all I'm saying.
A lot of people do that shit though. And they think it's okay, even in relationships, you disrespect me out in these streets in public and you out here acting like a hoe and all that, and then you come home, I find out, and then it's like, oh baby, I'm sorry, you want a pillow talk, apologize me to death. You know what I'm saying? And then we good, but you ain't never went back and made all that little bullshit you did right. You ain't never went back and said, you know what I'm saying?
And
like,
don't
don't do
that
that.
you did.
Don't do that.
I had somebody do this. Now, what y'all think about this shit, right? I had this. What you think about this scenario? So somebody posts something about you on social media, right? Like you say, damaging your brand, saying something about your brand, right? And then you have two people that notify you about it. But check out these two different ways. One person screenshots what was said, posts it on their page, and tags you, right? And the other person sends it to your inbox. Which one would you consider more of the friend handling how they handled it?
I would say the one that screenshotted and sent it in the inbox.
Yeah.
And here is why. Because to me,
Transparency.
muck season stands for messy, unstable creatures or miserable, unstable creatures. So the moment you screenshot it to put me hip to it, you reposting it and retagging it is further.
And here's the thing, right? You had the person that screenshotted it has more mutual friends with me than the person who originally said
So now more people know about this false narrative than
So how should I look at? Should I look at you like you are a snake in the grass as well?
Cut the
See,
grass.
some people that listen participate in the conversation. Other people's listen to correct the bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Now, which one are you? Are you the person that's jumping on the bandwagon and you know what I'm saying? Or are you the person that's willing to do something that's going to help resolve the issue?
Agreed.
So
Agreed.
yeah, I feel like I handled the situation like I should have. Because that's not a friend, someone who will help spread the narrative, right? That will help spread the disrespect,
That part.
the public disrespect, as opposed to, you know, helping to nip it in the bud or inform you in a way where it's informing you and not
further inform another
and more
2,000 people.
Right.
Look at this whole shit they said about my. No, you just showed another
you
2,000 people.
Dumbass. But you call yourself a, oh no, you're not. You're a fucking snake in the goddamn grass.
Exactly.
You're goofy.
Exactly.
That's some weirdo shit to me. If we're
Friend
being
on the
honest.
surface, snake beneath the surface.
And at this stage in life, man, because the whole scenario with
And
me
then you
and
be wrong for calling shit out like that, though. Then you wrong.
You
No,
ain't
it
wrong.
not that-
You ain't wrong. The only thing that's wrong is the fact that they don't want to acknowledge the reflection they see in the mirror. And when you don't want to acknowledge the truth about yourself, everybody that sees the truth is incorrect. So, Macho, public disrespect
requires a public apology.
requires
even
a public
Mark's
apology.
scenario, if you on social media, and social media is a great platform, man. It really is. If you got a brand and you're utilizing it the right way, social media is an amazing platform, but it also gives clowns and cornballs and goofies a platform and a mouth, right? Who would not, you know, in any other room or scenario wouldn't have it. Right now, everybody's opinion is it matters, right? Because they have that platform.
You have a crowd of people, the fanfare you into believing that shit is okay.
Absolutely. So, you know, if you got family members that get on social media and air out the family business and put, you know, that personal business in the streets, and then, you know, we got to see each other. We're family, right? We're family. Like, you know what I mean? So don't. Then when you see me, you know you was out of pocket because, you know, I was wrong for that shit. My bad. No, I want that same energy.
Go back on
that
social
same energy.
media
You went live with the
go
disrespect.
live with your public apology.
You went live with the disrespect. I need you to go live with the apology.
So have you experienced that personally?
I have. I have. And most of my narratives is the excuse my truth, right? And it came to a situation where I dealt with a situation with a great, you know, friend of mine.
T and Michelle.
And once we addressed the situation and dealt with it, somebody was able to come to me and felt the need to check me because they heard that I did some real goofy shit. And when he heard that I did some goofy shit that didn't associate with my character and it was said amongst our peers. Now, in this circle, I probably have 2 friends plus several peers. Now, my mom don't know my peers. She know my friends. So if I say my peers' names, moms don't stop and ask no questions. But if I say these friends' name, mom stop and hi, and then runs down the other friends that's in that circle. So when it came to me that, you know, one of my friends said some very damning shit about my character, I was first baffled because those are all false lies. And secondly, how does the situation between me and my guy make it to a conversation amongst our peers, you know what I mean, at a birthday gathering? That was like, to me, unacceptable, you know what I mean? And I felt the way, like, and it's no secret when I feel the way I felt the way, and I vocalize when I feel a type of way, right? But now here's the other narrative, that because my birthday is June 27th, 1980, and my zodiac sign is a Cancer, I am not right. I don't have a right to be emotional or feel a type of way, because Cancers are always, so anything I say or do that is not in agreement is always going to be, oh, you and your feelings, and you, well, in this situation, I was absolutely in my feelings, because this is my friend, this is my brother, this is, if you call me, we're pulling up and we'll ask questions later, you know what I mean? And that's, you know, so when it came to me, I addressed it and amongst our peers and others, you know, said, and then I just started feeling the type of way, like, because when you condone hoe shit, you a hoe. You condone sucker shit, you's a sucker to me. Right?
Say that.
So it eventually, you know what I mean, after a while, you know, the apology came. You know what I mean? Apology came, I identified where they was wrong, and when I accepted the apology, as quickly as I accepted it, it baffled me, because the stuff that was put out there was put out in front of peers,
Right.
and they might have felt the type of way because of how I'm looked at amongst that arena and that circle. Like, he wouldn't, but if he would, then I don't want that nigga around. You know what I mean? So you can't, in the name of my brand is, I'm my brand. I'm loyalty breeds loyalty.
So what method did he apologize with? What was the method?
Well, so let's be very clear, because I'm a thumb pointer. I blocked the individual, right? Just because I felt such a way. I felt like I was like disrespected, but I felt more like hurt. You know what I mean? Because like, that's my brother. Like, if I say this nigga name in front of my mama asking about him, and then going down the other circle. If I say this nigga name in front of my kids, you know what I mean? Like, that's what it is. So I was absolutely felt the type of way about it. This wasn't just no regular, you know what I mean? So when I blocked him on social media, and I blocked the number, but we all in the group thread. So the other homies in the thread, like bro, like, he apologized, because I'm still taking little jabs, you know what I'm saying? And now I'm like, ain't nobody else holding this nigga accountable for that whole shit, you know what I'm saying? Because like, there's one thing you can absolutely be confident in saying, is that I've never done that. As petty as I am, as an asshole as you could say a lot, but you can never say that Macho did that, right? So therefore, if we're matching energy, then that energy was never, should have, you know what I mean, came my way. So when the apology, so one of my another one of our guys, and he called me, he said, bro, like, tapped in and apologized, like, but you can't see it because you got him blocked. And he sent me a screenshot of the apology. And I sent an apology back. I didn't unblock him, but I sent an apology back, so y'all can relay the message, because at this point, I don't feel like the friendship is a wrap. You know what I mean? Like, the apology is just so we can coexist in the same room, because we have the same circle.
It ain't no beef.
And it's not any beef.
Acknowledgement that it ain't no beef, right?
Yeah, because it's not any beef, but the apology just solidifies that we can coexist in the same room. You know what I mean? Like, because, you know, there's so many plots to the story that once it was addressed, it should have been left where it was. And that was amongst our circle. I can forgive you, but I'm
not going to forget and put you in the same position to allow you to do the same thing again.
Yeah, why would we? I'm 42. Wisdom. Yeah, I'm 42 years young. Like, we ain't trying to mend friendships that ain't friendship, because as a friendship, again, you can't say that I've ever done that to you. Right? You can't ever say that I've done and
so his apology was public on social media?
No, the apology came via text amongst
amongst the core.
Amongst our core. Which the conversation, the issue was amongst our core, which it should have stayed amongst our core. But it made its way to a birthday party amongst our peers. You know what I mean? And so just think, for each of the two peers that were there, if they go and tell one peer each, and that's good. Listen, for Macho name to be associated with that, oh, that's good conversation. That's in the thread. That's in a couple texters. I promise you it is. You see what I'm saying? So based on that, you got to go back to them specifically and own that. Yeah, like, bro, I was out of pocket. Like, that wasn't, you know what I'm saying? Like, because you put some disdain on my name.
People quick to cast aspersions, but people are not quick to make corrections. You know what I mean? Like, we get caught up in our emotions in the moment, and we just put all this little stuff out there, right? And then once we get out of our emotions and think and realize we were incorrect, we want to just go to that person and correct it when we have already spewed venom, you know, to this person or that person or other people. You know what I'm saying? And it's just, I mean, like you said, come with the same energy. I had a situation where disrespect comes in a lot of forms. It doesn't always have to be a verbal attack. It doesn't always have to be something that's just blatant. It can be something that is just vicarious, right? Maybe not intentional.
Right.
So I had a situation where, it was just what made it public disrespect was that it was done in front of so many people, right? And when it was addressed, it took 2 years for me to get a private apology.
Wow.
And you know what? That's what I was thinking earlier. Like, sometimes the public disrespect can't be responded with a public apology because the space that you did it in, the arena that you did it in,
that environment
it's
may
gone.
not be suitable anymore.
It's gone. It's gone.
Yeah.
You know, it could have happened.
You can't call all those people that were
there. It
there.
could have happened at a fucking stadium,
Right.
at a sporting event, right? You could have, the chick could have disrespected you, do whatever. You know what I'm saying? It's like, now we home. You know, so how does that work? You know what I mean? After
Well,
that,
for me, I accepted the private apology, and even dealt with this person beyond that situation. You know what I'm saying? But and for that very reason, there's no way you can recreate that scenario.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
And
Right.
all those people be there,
Right.
and you be able to correct what you should have corrected that day. But the fact that it took years,
To get it.
that part
you know what I'm saying,
That
to
part.
correct or to acknowledge error,
in that situation,
that made it such that it was like,
is it really genuine?
I'm sure, I
Or
don't
you-
know
or
what
you
the
doing that just
intention
because-
was behind it, but I accepted it. And, that's called forgiveness, right?
Y'all got to call in, man. 313-723-0481. We want to hear your opinion. We want to hear your truth. Excuse My Truth podcast,
Your
Mac and
stories.
Macho. Now, I'm going to respond to that two ways. One, I'm sorry don't always make shit right. And that's what people fail to realize. Just because you say I'm sorry and apologize, that don't make what you just
But
did.
I'm sorry are just words. Apology
Absolutely.
is really a change of behavior.
Yeah.
If
100%.
you go back
There
to
you go.
the original translation of the word apologize or I'm sorry, it's called compunction and reversal. The compunction is
Put us here. It's called what?
no, it's called compunction and reversal. Compunction is I feel bad. Reversal is I feel bad enough to change my fucking behavior.
I like
Because
that.
what did we say before? Apology without change behavior is manipulation.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Yep. Without change behavior, actions, right? And then the second part of that for me would be, it depends on the scenario. It depends on the scene, right? Depends on the plot of the disrespect, right? And how, in what manner, right?
And levels.
Cause again, to your point, if we at the Pistons game and you done did some whole shit, you can't go back to the Pistons game and
Right.
get the mic and right, you know what I mean? And that's what that is. But in the setting of you jumping on fucking Facebook and doing that whole shit that they did to you,
Most definitely.
you absolutely can go right back on that same fucking Facebook into that same audience and own your shit. And it
And that's
doesn't.
all it is accountability.
That's it. You
know
owning
what
your
I
shit
mean?
don't make you less of a man. To me, it make you look like a man because you can honestly be
People
like, you know
will
what?
respect that.
Yeah, I was in
It's
my
like,
feelings,
oh, yeah.
felt the type of way, whatever.
Guess
And-
how many people will comment, you know what, my man, that's real.
yeah, because that's some real
100. I can
shit.
respect that shit.
Because we all been,
You know what I'm saying?
been
Wrong.
wrong. We've all been in that situation.
And to
I'm just saying,
acknowledge that
I've
you're
never
wrong.
done that wrong.
Right, right.
I've never compromised the integrity of our brotherhood. Like, you know what I mean? Like, so that's where my position was, and it's unique because my posts and my social media be very uniquely entertaining and engaging, and I know once they really tap in with the podcast, it's really gonna transition because
Let's
like,
acknowledge them real quick. There's some of them on here real quick.
Oh yeah, let me
We
see.
got
I be
Michelle
forgetting.
Brown.
Hey Michelle,
What's up, T-Boz? We got Tiffany McClendon.
What up, Phil? What up, Tiff?
Marcy. We also got Phil.
Is that just a
tapping
smoke
in.
cloud on that one name?
He said a smoke cloud.
So
can
we
hear that
appreciate
performance,
y'all
man.
listening. If y'all got some comments, please add your comments in the comment section. If you
Call
want to
in.
call in and talk to us and offer your perspective, what is that number, Macho?
It is 313-723-0481. It's the number to call in. Excuse My Truth podcast with Mac and Macho. 7 Mile Radio. My boy Mark D on the ones and twos.
Have you ever been publicly disrespected
And did you
and
get
had
a public?
to accept a private apology? And if they came to you with a private apology, how did you respond to that? Was the private apology acceptable, or were you expecting more? Call us, comment, hit us up. Mark, you
What's
said
happening?
you had that situation before?
by my
As
own
I was
people.
thinking, I came up
She
with that
need to call
situation
in.
that I came up with on social media. So, yeah, I can't really think of a situation off the top of my head. I would have to dig to, bring up one where I was publicly disrespected and then had a private apology. It probably had to do something with a relationship. That's probably the only time that it would happen. But I'd have to think. But nah. Not besides the one, like I said, that on social media. You know what I mean? And that wasn't, it was like, well, I was just letting you know. It wasn't even an apology. It's like not even an acknowledgement of any wrongdoing. It was like, I was letting you know, but you wouldn't let, if you wanted to let me know. And this is somebody who has my phone number, who knows, could knock on the side door.
Call you personally.
Could knock on the side door and shit. You know what I mean?
We don't
If
have
it
to
was
do
like,
the
you
fake,
wanna-
the
that's
social
what made me
media
so
thing.
mad.
You want to post it and then tag me in it, like, you know what I mean? Like, you want to get some fucking publicity off
Right,
of shit.
right.
You know what I'm saying?
That's what made it so damning to me. And then when it came to me, oh, such and such being messy. No, he wasn't, bro. That nigga heard it. That nigga stood in the circle and heard you say some shit about me. And he said, when I see him, I'm telling that nigga what you said. Because if he did that, that's some whole shit, bro. You understand what I'm saying? Because if he on that, Macho out of pocket for that. So when the other bro came to check me about it, and when bro said, well, did he tell you what the other two? I don't give a fuck what the other two said, bro. Because if I say them other two names in front of my mama, she don't ask me nothing. She don't know them niggas. Them niggas is peers. We went to school together, nigga.
Tiffany said, I've also been the one who has been embarrassed or has embarrassed someone publicly and apologized later after I calmed down. Did you apologize to them? I mean, maybe you couldn't
Did the
apologize
disrespect
publicly,
happen
depending on
publicly?
the...
Did the disrespect happen publicly? That's one thing.
She said she publicly embarrassed or
okay.
disrespected
Okay.
someone and
Okay.
privately apologized later after she calmed down. Was that acceptable to her, or was it such that
Tiff, you had to call in.
y'all may have been out in public and you can't recreate that situation and apologize in front of all those people that you embarrassed her in front of? Like, how did that go? I mean,
yeah.
because some private apologies, like Mark said, are appropriate because you cannot recreate the situation.
Facts.
I can't just call all these people that were here that I
Agreed.
embarrassed and disrespect you
or
in front
just
of.
let's go back to Little Caesars Arena just so I can
Agreed.
apologize in front of everybody who wasn't there the first time,
Right,
just
you
because
know
I
what
want
I'm
to make
saying?
a public
So
apology.
some things can be handled behind the scenes because it's appropriate.
Agreed.
But if the situation is such that you can do it publicly, the same way you damned me publicly, I think I'm going to need you to go ahead and do that.
That's all. That's all I'm saying.
You know what I'm saying? And it ain't got nothing to do with feelings and emotions and all that. It's got something to do with respect.
The principle.
It's the principle.
Because if you can do that shit, if you can dish that out in public, you should be able to reverse it in public, and that's all it is to it.
Who is this said? Several times by the same individual, I received a private apology. They did it 2 times, too many.
Because there wasn't a change in the behavior.
Yeah. I mean, if it takes a second time,
You let the first one slide. I ain't letting the first.
yeah.
After that, I'm
the second
good.
time, it's a wrap.
not
Like
gonna
that
be-
means you're not hearing me. You're not hearing me. Either you're not hearing me,
Or you don't
or you're
respect me.
hearing me and you don't give a fuck
Yeah, you don't
enough to adjust your behavior to accommodate my being disrespected.
Accommodate your disrespect.
You know what I'm saying? Like, don't do that. You know. So let's see.
Man, when you take that weapon, that tool, that platform, like social media, right? I got probably between my social media platforms, it ain't a lot, man, but I probably got about 10,000 followers, right? Then you tap into my brand, I got 1,300 followers on the Loyalty Breeze, Loyalty Instagram, 600-700 on the Facebook page. That's almost 3,000 people that support the brand in some capacity. And now it might be a couple people in this circle that probably won't support the brand because you just said this damning shit about the
But
owner.
then, to me, that's shallow.
Well, again, you
Because
gotta.
if they're that movable from their loyalty to loyalty breeds loyalty, then they weren't loyal in the first place.
Here's where that's like if Mitch and Rico, if when they was paid in full, if Mitch go put something out about Rico, you know the streets gonna believe it because that's his man's. That's his ace boom coon. Like that's his guy. That's his brother. So if his brother saying something that damning, you gonna get because you got weak minded individuals, right? You got influencers. You got those that influence and those that get influenced.
It's hard to combat that when it comes from somebody close.
Right. Now, if it's just a cornball putting it out there, man, the Macho My guy.
This nigga don't know
Man, I
what
ain't
he's
here,
talking about. But
hater.
if it's somebody credible,
This is credibility right here.
Because I mean, I damn near don't mind when the cornball nobody say nothing, right? Because you can actually send somebody my way, and yet they can find out that the shit that you said was just as fake as you are, and that the nigga that you talking about is a cool nigga and shit. I've happened plenty of times.
but if you
earned
got
me fans.
standing amongst these people, you know what I'm
that's
saying?
all I'm
Then there's could be some validity
Absolutely.
to what you're saying.
100%. Because this ain't just no run of the mill dude. This ain't nobody he just met. He niggas been knee high to a bumblebee. They got decades in, right? So
Tiffany said, I've never ran to social media, though. And I think when people run to social media, that takes it to a whole nother motherfucking level. It'd be different, okay, amongst the circle and in this little group. But then if it hits
that's
social
intentional,
media,
right? That's
you're
intentional.
now
because that screenshot.
intending for it to
it's there
escalate.
forever. It's there forever, right? Once you
Screenshot.
put it on there, it's there forever. So then that brings me to Shanita Coleman's comment. She said, if I come to you with something private in the conversation and you bash me publicly, I'm good on your apology.
Right.
Respect due to a dog and shit. You know what I mean?
Who said that?
Shanita Coleman.
Shanita, you got a call. Come on, man. We vibing off that one. Because that was the premises of the post.
It's like if you go low, I take you to hell. Like I'm not gonna go the high route. You know what I mean?
Go
Like,
read
yeah.
the post, Shanita. That's exactly what the post was. Like this was a private. The situation was private amongst the circle. There was only 5 individuals that knew about this. The wives don't even know about this. The girlfriends don't even know about this.
Mark Calloway wants to be brought up to speed. He just popped in. He
So,
wants to
Mark.
be brought up to speed.
Feel us, my boy. Public disrespect versus private apologies. The call-in number is 313-723-0481. Excuse My Truth podcast with Mac and Macho. 7 Mile Radio, my man Mark D on the ones and twos. So I put up a post and I said, keep the same energy. If the disrespect happens in public on social media, I'm cool if you understand and you realize that I was wrong and I was out of pocket and I need to be a man or a woman and own my shit and apologize and at least attempt to make it right.
Right.
Okay? But you can't do that in private though. You can't pull me to the side and be like, bro, my bad, or sis, my bad, I was out of pocket, forgive me. Right? You can't pull me to the side and apologize to me in private when you disrespected me in public. So that's where we at, my boy. How you feel about it, my guy? What's your thoughts?
Mark. Or is it Mark? Oh, no, it's Mrs. K. Calloway. I'm sorry, Mrs. K.
Oh, Miss Calloway.
I got
She
to
said
pull it
it's Miss
closer
K.
to the screen.
Hey, Miss K. Well, Miss K, that's where we were at. Did it transition right? Do you feel where we at with it right now, Miss K?
Have you ever been publicly disrespected and expected a public apology, and a person was only willing to give you a private apology? What do you think about the private apologists? What is the
Private
character?
apologist.
I mean, what is the character of that person? You know what I'm saying? Like, we got to talk about that person.
What's your thought on it? Because I'm
You
curious
know what I'm
though.
saying?
Narcissistic.
I want to make myself look like the victim, but then when I realize at the end of the day I'm not, and I'm the perpetrator, I'm not willing now to come forward and say I was wrong. That says something about your character.
You're
That's like you said, it's a
and
narcissistic tendency.
It is.
You don't want to hold yourself responsible. You don't want to hold yourself accountable. You don't want to acknowledge your error.
Yeah. Narcissistic and pessimistic.
Yeah.
These boys breaking out the words.
I mean, I'm just saying, like, for real, we can't just talk about how the person feels that doesn't get the apology. Who is the person that's not willing to make the public apology? Who are you? Like, who raised you? You know what I mean? Who raised you to where you can be that disrespectful publicly, but you have to hide up under a chair with your apology?
Wow.
That says something about your character.
So was I wrong? Do y'all and see one thing about me? Let's be very clear. My friends know this. If I'm wrong, I love when they tell me I'm wrong because I don't mind owning my shit. Like I do not mind owning my shit. We got pillars at this corporate shit, right? UWM, www.uwm.com. You need a mortgage, go on or find a mortgagebroker.com and tap in. But anyway, we got pillars.
Commercial and shit.
Free commercial.
We got pillars. And one of the pillars, my favorite pillar is pillar 4. And pillar 4 says I'm a thumb pointer, not a finger pointer. Because in every situation, good or bad, I'm always looking at what could I have done to impact or infect it, good or bad. What could Randy have done? What could Macho have done? What could Mr. Winans have done?
Right.
So, and I'm cool with owning my shit, right? So, I be wanting to know if I'm wrong. So, I will tap in and like, listen, here's the stripped narrative, the honest, I'm going to own my shit, and I'm going to tell, like, you know what I mean? Most people tell stories, and they just tell, you know what I mean, the other part of it, right?
They're really not trying to hear other perspectives.
Yeah, you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah. And was I wrong?
Yeah,
like,
I want to know if I'm wrong, bro.
And I can accept if I was wrong, right? I can accept that.
Mac, me and you had a, me and you had, well, no, because we had a business situation.
Yeah, it was. We can talk about it. Me
and Mac had a business situation, and where she was my barber, and
I am his barber.
Well, she is my barber now, right? Right. But we were able to like have a conversation, and Mac owned her shit. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like Mac owned her shit, but because me and Mac didn't have a friendship,
right?
Like that was my barber. We didn't have a friendship, so I don't hold her to the same principles that I hold my guy to. You understand what I'm saying? So your apology was I felt it was sincere, right?
It was.
And we
never
skipped a beat, and now here we are about to get it. We gonna secure a fucking bag, okay? but you got to understand where the context of the relationship was. We didn't have a friendship. We're building that now,
yeah.
Right, we're
absolutely.
transitioning the barber, the business to a friendship, right? But so I don't hold her to the same accountability that I held this person to.
Right,
this person, like, because if I say your name to my mama D-Mac, my mama don't know who the fuck I'm talking about.
And then whatever, if we go back, whatever the issue was, it was between me and you.
Absolutely.
So the apology was between me and you. It didn't go to. Well, I think I did make.
No, you made a post, but you never. But you made a generalized.
You
made a generalized post.
Really
I knew what you was talking about.
To all clients.
Absolutely, it was a generalized post that I knew case specific was about me, but you never said nothing about me. Nobody knew you was talking about Macho.
From the outside knew who you. Yeah.
Never.
Macho knew.
So when it came time for us to have the conversation, it was still between me and him.
Facts.
Because the violation.
So he probably just
was
seen that
me and him.
as a public acknowledgement of the situation. But it didn't need a public apology or a public recognition
because
it didn't happen publicly.
Was private.
Yeah.
You understand what I'm saying?
100%.
So that was probably just another layer of respect. It was just to see you post that publicly.
So even
like,
whether
she
I was
really
a
meant
friend or a business associate, the offense was private.
Right.
So the apology was accepted privately.
Facts.
Right. But that's not what we talking about.
Right.
You know
we
what I'm
talking
saying?
about public
exactly
disrespect.
The shit you do in public, and then you hide up under a cloth. You know what I'm saying? When it's time to own your shit. Maybe we should have just called this own your shit.
Yeah, she need to come up and say it again. I feel like even if I accept it in private, you still gave the entire internet one up on me. So again, I'm not gonna put you in a position.
I like her
to do that again.
She need to call us, girl.
I like Shanita. Shanita, here's what I like about what you're saying, right? And that's why it's called Excuse My Truth podcast with Mac and Macho. Because it's your truth. And in that reality, it is absolutely absurd that you really think that you have the audacity to publicly bring shame, tarnishment, defamation, just a whole black eye to my brand. You've assassinated my character, bro. Like, I am my brand. Like, when I'm not rocking my 3 pieces, You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm in loyalty breeds loyalty. I only wear the brands that put food on my table right now. That's it.
Right. And so if you say something about that brand, you've said something about me.
You absolutely. And then back to what you said, Mac. It wasn't just anybody. It was a super reliable source because this is his guy. When you think of a circle, like people still be like, man, y'all still be, man, that shit is impressive. That
And so what you were
later,
looking for from the public apology was damage control. Because you damaged, now I need you to go control the damage that you created or potentially created. Like, why is that hard for people who have a brain and have the capacity?
It's not hard. They're not stupid.
They're
know
not
what
stupid.
they did when
They
they
just
did it.
don't
They know what
want
they did when
to
the fuck they
acknowledge
did
it and just be fully acknowledge your fuck shit. You know what I'm saying? Don't partially acknowledge your fuck shit. Don't acknowledge it just to me, because your offense wasn't just to me. You offended everybody that's connected to me, my baby.
Man, and because this, like I say, you know, so the irony in it is when Dog said what he said, one of the other homies was like, hell yeah, now that you think about it, Macho did, he hit my man. I said, but first of all, let's tell that narrative.
Right.
Y'all wasn't married. Like, y'all wasn't, like, we was all like high school, and then it transitioned to like we just both happened to be hitting the same one, but we wasn't friends. We went to school together. You weren't my friend. My number ain't never been in your phone. Your number ain't never been in my phone. I see you at the school shit. We vibing. We cool. Right. But I don't owe you no, you know what I'm saying? I owe loyalty just because I stand on it. But that was fair game right there, my dude. Y'all wasn't married, my nigga. You know what I'm saying? It was my turn, right? But this is different though. This is like, so when you put it out there like that, like now you got people who, again, oh shit, that's right. Cause now my man saying, bro, Dog be around my situation heavy. So like, if he'll do that to you, he'll definitely try to, you know what I'm saying, backdoor me. And when he heard it, he said, I gotta go talk to Dog. I gotta go check Macho. I gotta go pull bro coattail because that's not acceptable. If in fact you're doing what he said, and I'm not coming to you in private. I'm not coming to you saying so and so said nothing.
Right.
No, I'm putting name on it because Dog said you did this, and that's so when he said it. And now the fucked up part is because you're saying it, I gotta tell the whole story.
So it's understood.
Why you didn't just let that shit stay amongst the circle, bro? Like that's that's where for me the emotional connection comes with, you know what I mean, a type of friendship. And when people say, you know, good friends are hard to find, and you know, you go back to I believe words matter, bro. Like, words are spiritual, words are life. You got life and death within the power of your tongue. So you got to speak life in it. And when Houdini in 78 said friends, or 80, whatever, how many of us have them? You know what I mean? Like, friends. Before we go any further, let's be friends. Like,
but you know what? We got to teach our kids that early, because I tell my son all the time, oh, this is my best friend. Boy, stop. You just met that person 3 days ago. Quit calling them your best friend.
What's up, Miss Pierce?
And I told him, I said, listen, be careful.
That's my baby right there. Shout out to all them loyalty breeds, loyalty
friends.
Yep, absolutely.
And if we teach them that early, then as they grow and mature, then they won't qualify. Some people are merely associates. Some people are just merely people you know. Some people are, you're connected to them just by virtue of what you're doing in common. But that does not make them a friend.
See, and this person that just logged in, literally, we all went to the high school. We all went to high school together, right? Miss Pierce. What's up, my baby? Loyalty breeds, loyalty. Yeah, hi, y'all.
Oh yeah, she got a show on here.
Miss Calloway.
She got a show on Tuesday.
She do?
Yep. That's Miss Happy from the Face the Music show.
Okay. Oh, hey, girl.
That's your
hey.
podcast sister.
Yeah, I remember her. Miss Calloway said a lot of people do things for show publicly and then turn into cowardly lions when it comes to the private apology.
Not the cowardly lions.
Cowardly lions.
Not the cowardly lions.
She said they worried about confrontation or maybe ignorance, and the person makes them feel no apology, public or private, was old. I honestly feel like this whole social media thing corrupted our world. Why? Because you wasn't able to hide being the media. You had to face things in life head on. Maybe I'm all over. Just my opinion. I mean, it's valid though.
Yeah, good point.
Yeah, for some people, I
valid.
mean, that goes to the point of what we were saying earlier, where social media gives some people a platform to have a voice or an
Some
opinion.
people validate themselves by social media.
Don't have a life or nothing else outside of social
That's
media.
it. If and it's very hard for them to not like. It's like they dissect and investigate every
Eric,
like,
what up,
every
my boy?
every love, every whatever, and it's like, oh my God, like please have something else going on
Other
with
to
you to dissect every possible
little-
like, dislike, opinion. It's like, come on now. Some people just really like. Social media is like, for me, I'm be honest, like my page is whatever the fuck I want to say. I say whatever the fuck I want to say.
Is that a caller?
I don't
That's a
care
notification.
how it makes anybody feel. It's my page. If you don't like it, unfriend, scroll by, right? But some people really live by that shit.
You know, the people that you never
So
hear from on your
everything they
page until
do
it's
is
time to rebut
broadcast.
you or debate you about
Yeah.
some shit.
Facts.
Like, you can post the most positive shit in the world. You can post the most glorious whatever the fuck. But then when you have an opinion about something that they disagree with, right,
Bro.
that
That
puts
part.
them, right, and then don't let it, God forbid, put them in the box like you are demonizing them, right? You're talking about something that they are. Now they got to come out with the knives, right? Now they got to come out and say all of the subliminal smart shit at you. Or what about niggas with beards that wear Cardis and bald heads?
Right.
Like, come
And
on,
then I'll be like,
man.
bitch, you see my hairline? Stop playing with me. You see my motherfucking hairline?
They gotta
If I
say
ain't
something.
bald
to
head
stick-
yet, I'm
Right.
just a
What I-
step
what
away.
I
Okay,
said
there go
ain't-
my barber right there.
What I said ain't have nothing to do about you, but the shoe fit.
Right.
So you
Accordingly,
put it on.
You felt the way. Y'all got to call in 313-723-0481. Excuse My Truth podcast with Mac and Macho 7
You
Mile
don't see the
Radio.
call in line on the damn screen, man. Call the phone, man.
Stop playing.
313-723-7488.
Eric, what up, my boy?
Wait, what is I'm about to fuck
I went
up.
to school with Eric too, man. And like so Eric's somebody else that I call a friend, right? You know what I mean? And we've been in like the same, like we all went to high school together and just maintained a legit friendship, man, over the course of life, man. So, you know, when somebody you call your brother, man, your kids call uncle, you know what I mean? Do some shit like you don't do that shit, bro. And then you don't do that shit and then like not be a man to own that shit, my nigga. You gotta
Yeah,
make
you
that shit
can't,
right,
and you can't get that position back.
bro.
So when he came and apologized to you privately, did you require the public apology?
No, I didn't, man. Like because we still was like community. I still ain't even. I'm unblocked. I told our other mutual friend I was gonna tap in and make the phone call, right? Especially because he said he did call me, but so maybe I should at least give him the right to hear that I feel like I deserve you to publicly.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? But again.
But
in
how
that
does he know
circle-
that? How does he know that that's the expectation if you haven't expressed it?
There will be the
Because
thumb
some
pointer.
people will take the cop out easy.
Right.
They'll take the easy way out. Let me just, my bad, bro. And then if you don't require any more, then they're not going to require any more of themselves.
So, and in that regards, the public apology would have to come in the form of social media because
That's where you
That's
offended.
where it happened at. That's
it,
where the violation is.
it happened in real life time. But at that birthday, again, back to the scene, you can't recreate the birthday party. You won't put those parties back in, but you're still friends with all of them on social media.
Oh, got it.
You know what I mean?
Got it.
So,
Yep.
so that social media, like, you know what I
It
mean?
would be an equivalent
It would.
to that public atmosphere.
So have you all? So since he communicated his apology to you, my fault, my bad, my dude. Have you communicated with this person since?
Nope, I just sent I sent the rebuttal to the apology. Now, if we're not talking actions, just words, he owned, you know what I'm saying? Like, I know I was wrong. I know where I went wrong. I fucked up. You know what I mean? He did. He apologized. The apology via text was sincere. Enough for me to apologize and say, bro, there's no ill feelings, peace and blessings. We Gucci. We can absolutely, you know what I'm saying? Like, we Gucci.
Now, considering who he was to you, right? Would it be a possibility of ever reconciling to the point of possibly being like it was, even though in the back of your mind, right, you may have that barricade to where you're not going to be that close to where you can violate me like that again?
Is
But
there
could y'all be-
anything he could do to get y'all's friendship back to where it is? Or not?
No.
Okay.
And because
Or where it was. I'm sorry.
and only because there's always underlying contributing factors, right? That even motivated him to do what he did. There's
So
you know what I
those
mean?
got to be dealt with first.
Yeah.
But
That
see, and then you don't know if those are dealt with, because if that was the case, you
You
would
would've-
he was them type of nigga before
That
happened
shit
in
would
the
have
first place.
prevented you from
because
doing
I
what you
thought
did
because
to
I
begin
thought
with.
because we dealt with it.
Yeah.
We dealt with it. We addressed it. And when we dealt with it and we addressed it amongst those who were there, that was it. It should have never been that conversation at a birthday party a month and a half, 2 months later, right? And so based on that, like back to the question, and the reason why I said no is because I don't think it would ever be like from like I have no quarrels, right? Like I could absolutely, but the energy from that side. There's some roots. Remember we talk about roots, right? You talk about being demonized. We talk about root shit. Like so, the root shit would have to be addressed from that. You know what I mean? And I just don't know if he's honestly ever going to be.
And then the thing about it is, like, the best apology is change behavior. Right now, we don't. Would you let him get that close to
Yeah,
you to the
because-
point that you know that the behavior changed?
Well. Again, I would be a hypocrite to say no in that capacity because I've wronged and I've needed, you know what I'm saying, that
You needed-
forgiveness.
you needed
Yeah,
forgiveness.
I
You needed
needed
that recompense.
I've needed you to let me show you with my actions that I'm sincere, right? Whether it was in my marriage, you know what I mean. Like I need you to let me give me that. I don't even want my words to, and I say the same thing to my son. So I would be wrong to say that I wouldn't allow actions, you know what I'm saying, and to not be. An option. You know what I mean?
So with that being said, combined with the fact that you are in your mind now at the place where you feel like, okay, maybe I do need to be the person that'll open up and make the phone call, right?
I'm gonna make the phone call.
There you have it. You know what I mean? Between that and saying that, so maybe it could be restored to the point where at least y'all are kosher. And,
Yeah, because I need it to be
able
that.
to communicate.
It has to be that. We have to be able to coexist because the circle too. Like
It's
the
too
circle
tight.
Still, yeah.
It's too tight.
It's still family.
And so even with that, if you say I'm gonna make the phone call, you got to be open to all possibilities, right?
Facts. Because at
They-
this point, I'm like I've watched.
But this is a friendship that meant something to you,
oh
right?
fuck yeah.
Otherwise, the offense wouldn't have been
Oh
as
man,
great.
man, listen, man. If his mama,
But are you willing to forfeit that friendship if it meant that much to you?
I'm matching energy.
That part.
That's where I'm at in
Okay.
life. I am matching energy.
that part.
So are you willing?
But if y'all in that conversation can come to an understanding,
Yeah, I'm matching energy, and at this point, you have to because I'm gonna initiate the phone call, right?
Got it.
I'm gonna put the call in, but I'm not doing the talking. I'm gonna say my piece, and that's you know what I mean. And at that point, like
See where it goes.
yeah,
from there,
see where it go from
Got
there,
it.
or whatever, right? You know, like because even now, like even in the situation, only those who know, like names. You know what I'm saying? You those who know, right? And it's an honest, but I'm sharing my truth, right? Because it's Excuse My Truth podcast. But you just shared the story.
Right.
Matt just shared the story. Miss Parker just shared the story.
And
Miss
Shanita
Kiernan.
just now said in the comments, I use the friend word very lightly. I let a chick play with my top, who I've been best friends with since 6th grade. Not only did she try to publicly embarrass me, but she tried to get me fired from a job I hired her at, and then sent apology texts.
for real, like, okay, I don't think I would have even responded to that text. I would have acted like I didn't even receive it. I would have acknowledged it for what it was, emptiness. You understand what I'm saying? Because that's what we're not going to do.
And it was a screen. Well, and again, because you got to remember, I blocked him, right? Because again, at that point, and again, because the beauty about life, where I'm intentional with always wanting to be, looking at self and changing self, right? So, like, I'm always honest. So I try to remove the emotions out of the situation. So when I'm emotionally entangled in a situation, like, I don't even want to deal with it, right? Like, I know me, right? So to keep me from, reacting emotionally, let me just block you on all and just keep it, keep it moving. You know what I mean? And then now I'm good. I can unblock you and we can have a conversation because I'm not emotionally tied to it now. You know what I mean? The emotions are far removed. Excuse my truth podcast.
It was
We're
my
making
truth. I mean,
myself.
shit, we just gonna keep it raw and uncut on this show. We are heading into our.
Miss Pierce, yeah, wow. Yeah, it's wild. That shit crazy, man.
It's a lot of people out here like that, though.
It's common. It is super common. And again, public disrespect. That's all we're talking about. We're not isolating the situation. We're saying public disrespect requires a public apology. I don't give a fuck who you are. They do it in social media, in the entertainment world all the time. When they,
If at all feasible, and they do it for damage control in the celebrity world. It's like, okay, shit, this might be a negative notch
my
on your brand. This might get you blackballed. This might get you cut from this movie deal or this comedy deal. So you might want to go and get and the apologies. Everybody knows politics.
so you look at Will Smith and Chris Rock.
That was
Boy,
some
you sucked that
bullshit.
shit right out of my head. Go
That
ahead.
was some bullshit. It was a public apology.
It was,
but
but
it was
it's-
not to the magnitude of your public disrespect.
So in no scenario, and this is where, if you notice, Chris Rock ain't said nothing for real. Cause ain't what is there to say? Like that level of like when you talk about the power of social media, that's going to be relived for the rest of his natural life, and even when he died and gone. Social media. When we was growing up, you got your ass beat. Nobody knew but the people you was there. You get your ass beat now. You're live before you finish getting fucked up, and when you're trying to heal and get over it, a year later, it pop back up in your memory. Where does the real healing come in? That when you can constantly remind me of this motherfucking trauma.
Right.
Social media is a dangerous motherfucker in the wrong hands, bro. But when you publicly disrespect, you gotta publicly apologize, and that's the excuse my truth from Mac and Macho podcast. So I'm already.
I agree. If at all necessary, apologize the same way you offended. If it's not feasible, make sure your private apology is the most sincere private apology you could give a motherfucker. Not that if I offended you bullshit, or if I did something that might have upset you. That whole excuse. I'm excusing myself from ownership, but I'm putting it on your perception. So that type of bullshit, that's still unacceptable. No, own your shit in detail. I was wrong. I should not have ... And going forward, I won't do ... That's an apology. I don't like them general apologies where you're not even specifying what the fuck you did.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
Facts.
what did you fucking do? Because my understanding of what you did may not be your understanding of what you
Right.
did.
Let's
And
just-
your apology really may not be for what I think
Absolutely,
you're
I like
apologizing
that.
for.
I like that, Mac.
So I'm going to need you to be specific.
I like that, Mac.
I'm going
I
to
like
need
that.
you to own your specific
I like that.
shit.
Not Pacific, specific. You
I'm
heard
sorry if I made you feel. No, I ain't no if, motherfucker,
you-
because there would be no reason for you to apologize if it was a possibility.
it. Right.
So what that is in between the line, underlying saying, I'm not apologizing for what I did. I'm apologizing for how you feel about what I did.
Right.
I didn't apologize as I disrespected you. I'm apologizing because you feel bad. about
Because
me
you
disrespecting
feel like I disrespected you, not because I realize I did.
you. Basically.
Ooh,
And
that's the
those
one.
are the most empty, wordy apologies I've ever heard in my life. You know what I'm
Nigga said,
saying?
Woo, that's the one. That general apology.
Yeah, that shit is so fake. If you can't take, like, even when my son like, Mama, I'm sorry. You're sorry for what? I want you to tell me what you feel like you
Right.
did wrong.
Facts.
Not just apologize
Facts.
because I told
Facts.
you did something wrong.
Right.
What do
Right.
you understand?
Let me tell you what I tell my kids, and this is I'm gonna end it for me. I tell my kids it's a difference between saying my my bad, like owning it, versus I'm sorry and apologizing. Because you can say my bad and own the shit, like, yeah, that was some false shit, and just keep your apology if you wasn't sincere and you're not willing to change. Right? There's, again, assault and battery. Those are two different things, right? Apology and my bad. You can own this shit without apologizing. And acknowledge you was on some whole shit and But you ain't gotta apologize if you don't mean it. If you're not trying to change, if the change is not coming, back to what Max said. What's that shit? Say it again. The Greek word, the Hebrew word.
Compunction and reversal.
And what was the reversal part?
Reversal means I've changed. I'm sorry for what I did, and I will never fucking do it again. Everything that's in me, I'm going to make sure I never do it again.
And reversal.
It's not just the fact that I feel bad because you feel bad. I feel bad enough to change what the fuck I did.
Reversal.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna change my ways.
Yeah.
And if the change don't happen, then keep the apology.
Absolutely.
So you can have compunctual. You can be fully compunctual and be like, my bad. I know that was wrong. I did it, but I ain't sorry for it because I'm gonna do it again.
How many is it? Once a cheater, always cheat.
Yeah.
I done cheated on you 8 times, and I done said I'm sorry 7.
Yeah, I can acknowledge that I'm wrong for cheating, but I ain't about to say I'm sorry because I ain't.
I'm not really gonna change.
That's right.
So save the empty apology. Like save it if it's not loaded. Save it.
Loaded with.
If you don't intend to follow
Reversal.
through with it,
Reversal.
save it.
Compunctual.
Don't
reversal.
just be sorry. Change.
We got educated today, baby.
That's what.
Say, come on now, the church doors are open.
I mean,
Y'all
I'm just saying,
now.
like that's the Bible.
Hey,
though.
for real. Hey.
That's the Bible.
That's real.
I mean, if you really want to go there, that's biblical, Mr. Winans.
That's real.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's him. You're talking about he
So-
sure do look like Marvin the fuck. Damn, BB Beard ain't never looked like this.
So I want to take a moment. We were supposed to have our Angel of the Week call in today, but she did have a prior Zoom, and we were hoping she would be able to join us tonight. But her name is Erica Mariah. ERICKA MURRIA. She won the Vanguard Award at the Detroit Choice Awards.
Nice.
For her service in the community. Her organization is called Supreme Transitions. And she is a survivor of many things, including domestic violence, sexual assault, and homelessness. Over the past 10 years, she has worked on several task forces, cohorts, and advocacy projects to impact change in Detroit and the black community with a national, statewide, and local platforms. She's a single mother of 2 daughters. She also was included in the HBO documentary film I Am Evidence. She's worked with one of the young ladies from the, Law and Order, the Sexual Victims Unit, SVU. She's worked with the young, I can't remember her name, but she worked with her, Mariska Hargitay. She played the partner of the other main actor. Okay. But I want to acknowledge Erica. She's doing a great work in the city of Detroit. Her nonprofit organization caters to women who are trying to exit battered situations, domestic violence, if they need resources, shelters, or clothing or food. She's an advocate for women who have experience. In fact, she worked real heavily with the remember when all the backlog of the rape kits were in Detroit? She worked very directly with making sure those rape kits were examined and investigated so that they could bring people to justice.
Yeah,
so
that.
Erica Mariah, she's a powerful
Mariah,
pillar in this community. I was hoping to hear from her, but I understand she is a very busy woman. If she's busy, that means she's effective and she's being productive. So I still wanted to acknowledge her. And she is my Angel of the Week. Do you have an Angel of the Week
Well,
this
I don't
week?
have an Angel of the Week this week, but Miss Mariah, please make sure you tap in with Loyalty Breeds Loyalty on all social media platforms. We have a blessing for you on behalf of that sponsor. And D-Mac, can you just give them a little preview of next week's episode? Because we really want y'all to spread this word, y'all.
So next week, well, let's just start here. September is Suicide Awareness Month. We will have a special guest with us next week in the studio. Her name is Tay Ford. She has a master's degree in social work, and she will be coming in. I think that might be Erica there.
What's going on, caller? Who is this, and where you calling from?
This is Erica Maria. I'm from Detroit, and I just want to say hello.
What's
Hi,
going on,
Erica. We just shouted you out, Angel of
Thank
the
you
Week.
so much.
But since you're here, why don't you give them a little bit of information about you, your organization, and what you're about, what you stand for, and how people can reach you.
Sure. I love you so much, D-Mac. I support everything that you do. Congratulations on this new platform and forum, and congratulations to your associates. This is going to be very dope. If not, I'll make this around. So, yes, my name is Erica Maria. I am the executive director and founder of Supreme Transitions, which is a nonprofit agency here in Detroit, and we assist community members in becoming totally self-sufficient in 5 core areas, and survivors of violence to gain necessary resources to continue gaining their safety and total well-being. And we do wraparound referrals. That's pretty much.
How can people get in contact with your organization if they know of someone who's in a domestic violence situation or sexual abuse situation? How can they reach out to your organization?
The easiest way for you to find us, I'm sorry, I'm cleaning the kitchen, but the easiest way to find us is on Facebook. You can just type in Supreme, traditionally spelled Supreme, transition, TRANSITIONS, and on the contact tab, you'll find our website that has all of the links and information about who we are and what we do, board members, activities. We do national policy advocacy for the African American community. We give technical assistance to agencies that need to learn how to service Black and brown community members. And the phone number is area code 313-899. Or, no, it's 313-355-3498.
313-355-3498. That's how you can
correct.
get in contact with Erica Mariah of Supreme Transitions. Erica, what platform is your podcast on?
My podcast also streams on Facebook, and it is called The Single Mommy Hustle. We've been
Single
nominated
Mommy
2
Hustle.
times. Yes, 2 times by the Detroit Awards. I also received the Vanguard honoree this year. for the work that I do with my
Congratulations.
Yeah,
nonprofit.
congratulations for that.
Thank you. It was so dope. They've always put together, so it was good to be in the room. And Single Mommy Hustle. So that's actually a project during the pandemic for the nonprofit to be able to still host the meetings that we have. We generally have in-person conferences for survivors, but because we couldn't meet during the shutdown and people were quarantined with their abusers, we decided to be creative and bring in the agency members, the programs, as our guest hosts to talk about what they did. But we did it in a very fun way. Of course, it was at hours, so very informal conversation, but people could get the resources. So if their abuser was in the house or in the room, it just seemed like they was watching something fun on Facebook. So it's been a roll. It's been a journey. Never thought we would get the response that we've gotten, that survivors' voices have been able to be uplifted this way. So I'm just thankful to serve.
Well, thank you for calling in, Erica. She is the co-founder, rather, of Supreme Transitions, catering to women who have been abused, domestically violated, sexually abused. Please
human
reach out to
trafficking.
her. I'm sorry?
And human trafficking.
And human trafficking. So if you know anybody, if you know anything, if you have any information, if you need to refer someone, please refer them to Supreme Transitions, Erica Mariah.
That's correct.
My partner here, Macho, is gonna share a little bit of information with you.
We are really appreciative of you for just being the angel of the week, and in doing so, we want to bless you with some Loyalty Breeze loyalty merchandise. So you can tap in on Instagram, Loyalty Breeze Loyalty, Facebook Macho _LBL, and on Facebook Loyalty Breeze Loyalty. And just leave your information, and then I'll leave you my contact information, and then we'll make sure we link up so you can get your merchandise.
I appreciate it. And D-Mac has my personal contact, so she can share it. Don't send that information to Supreme Transitions now, because I probably won't see it.
I'll get it to him. And I'll get you his information as well.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for calling in,
We
Erica.
appreciate you, though. Congratulations on all your success, too, though, Miss Mariah. Me and
more to come. More
Mariah.
Vanguard.
We're going to build this community up, bringing people with us. So I'm excited.
Absolutely. Thank you so much.
All right, I'll see y'all soon.
All right. So as we were talking, next week we are going to have a special guest. Her name is Tay Ford. She has a master's degree in social work, and she's one of the co-chairs of the Suicide Prevention Walk that's being held on October 8th in downtown Ferndale. She's going to come and share more information about that with us next week, but we're also going to talk about suicide and why it has become such an option, how it has impacted my life, my partner Macho's life. I don't know if it impacted you at any point along in your journey, but I think it's going to be a very deep, heavy conversation, and I need you all to tune in. I need you to tune in, comment, call in. If you know someone who's depressed, struggling, have them call in next week. We will have a licensed master's level social worker here, and we want to honor those that have gone on as a result of suicide, including my brother. And we're just gonna talk about it. Let's just excuse our truth. It's gonna be real raw next week. So Macho, final thoughts.
My final thoughts are holding people accountable. Public disrespect in any form requires a public apology. That's it. You can't apologize privately once the disrespect has happened publicly. That's an oxymoron. Don't even go together. You disrespect me publicly, you gotta apologize publicly. That's all. You gotta do damage control. That's it.
Own your shit. That's my final thought. Own your shit. If you're wrong, you're wrong. Whatever platform you did your wrong on, correct it on that platform, if at all possible. If it's not possible, make your private apology the most sincere apology you've ever given a person in your life.
Followed by actions.
And make sure you change your behavior. Because without that, as Mark said, it's just manipulation.
That's it.
Peace.
You are now tuned in to 7 Mile Radio.